Blooming cutter. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening YouTube. What's going on? It's your boy Joey Does Tech and welcome yourselves back to a brand new video. I have a Gameboy Pocket Red Edition that was sent to me by Elliot, aka the Retro Future. I've not taken apart this Game Boy yet, but I think the issue with it is that it doesn't have battery terminals. As you can see, the Pocket itself is in amazing condition, but you never know what's under the hood. So usually the first thing would be to take it apart. However, I want to show you guys something quick. It might be backwards. It could be backwards, but it says good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And on the back, I don't know, I have no mirror, so I don't know if you guys can see. Joey Does Tech. I thought I'd treat myself to a little hoodie for hitting 1K subs. It cost me £20, so it's not like a massive expense, but it's just to have some memorabilia. And it's, again, thanks to you guys for letting me get this for myself. So I appreciate that, thank you. I've never done one of these before. I've never taken a battery terminal out of a Game Boy, any device ever. So this is gonna be interesting. I have no idea what I'm doing. Again, we do the standard. I'm gonna follow YouTube videos and see if there's any guides out there on how to do it. Let's get on with it. We're gonna grab our screwdriver set and open this bad boy up. And like I said in the intro, we seem to be missing, you probably saw a bit of a show reel of it as well. We seem to be missing the battery terminal on this side. So I am just gonna quickly get my tri-wing screwdriver out. With the Game Boy Pockets, we go for a 2.5. So we're just gonna take the screws out of this, so there's 6 in total. And this is an original shell, it's OEM. Okay, so there's the back off. And this is what we are currently faced with. You see this, look. So there we go, there's no battery terminal. And I'm pretty sure it hooks up to here as well. So there's the BT Plus, which stands for Battery Terminal Plus, I'm pretty sure. And then we also have, down the bottom here, the BT minus. See that? I do just want to quickly point out that I didn't in fact see the battery acid leak. I don't know why, my brain must have been amongst the planets, but I didn't see the battery leak. Anyways. Speaker looks in really, really good condition from the back side. The board itself, again, is in really good condition. Apparently there's a backlight in this already. I thought with maybe backlights there'd be something additional here, but maybe it's on the other side with the screen. Cool, let's get the board out. And now we need to switch to the Phillips head for the board itself. Again, the 00 that I use. I love how much easier the Game Boy Pockets are to work on than the Nintendo DS Lites. And again, we just prop out the ribbon cables. Lovely jubbly. Let's take out the power switch as well. Okay, I feel like the screen is attached. So let's just, so that's, I'm assuming that's the backlight that Elle was talking about. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, so that just slides out like that. This is the backlight then, wow. Gotta be super careful because I don't want to ruin anything. But geez, look at that, man. So just for reference, when I put this back together, remind me, well, I'll have to remind myself, obviously, that this just slides back underneath the screen and adds the backlight. That's incredible. That's so cool. Wow. So I don't know about you guys, right? But for the sake of this video, I'm thinking if it's best to maybe just unsolder this for the time being, just so I can get the wire out of the way. I'm a little bit torn. I don't know what to do because I know that I have to get the battery terminals in. I don't know whether to remove it or not. I think we could probably get away with like just keeping the wire there and doing it right. I just want to make sure that I didn't damage anything. That's the only thing. So maybe what I can do is put some tape up here. Just hold it in place for the time being whilst I do this. We'll do that. I won't look at any of the previous soldering that's been done to this device specifically, so I won't end up removing the backlight or anything like that. I'll just tape up here to make sure that they don't get in the way of when I actually do the soldering. I think that's best. As you guys are aware, I should have a couple of donor Game Boy Pockets that I haven't managed to get around to yet. And I can look at these and see if we can use the battery terminals from this. Now this one doesn't look great because of the fact it's got green stuff, which indicates corrosion, right? That looks like corroded down here. So that one's going to be a no-no. It'll be interesting to see if we can get any of the corrosion off and get any of these Game Boys working, to be honest with you. We've got the silver one next as well. This one looks okay-ish, I think. It's a little bit grubby, is the only thing. So this is a potential winner. The battery terminal looks clean. There's no sign of corrosion here, but I'd have to take the casing off to have a further look. So I'm going to put that in the maybe pile. Then we've got this green one as well. So let's just take the battery cover off. Looks okay on the surface. Mark on this side. But that doesn't look too bad, I guess. So again, that's another okay. Let me just check the other side of the board as well. That looks okay. Not too shabby, not too shabby. So that can be a maybe as well. So we've got 2 in the maybe pile. That looks pretty clean. Okay. That one probably looks best, I think. That one looks cleanest. Yeah, no signs of wear and tear on that. Let me check the other side of the board. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I think I'm going to use this one. I think I'll use this one. Cool. It doesn't have a speaker anyways, but again, we could test the board and see what's going on with this later on in another video, but I'm going to use the battery terminals on this to put in the red Gameboy Pocket. I want to choose the best terminals that I think look good and look like they're going to last, because at the end of the day, we're putting this in such a nice Game Boy, it would be a waste to put something not great in, you know? Yeah, I'm just going to make sure. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, so slate me all you want in the comments. Positive probe is going to go on BT minus, and then this one's going on here, and it shows that we have continuity, I think. Yeah. I hope so. So basically it means it's good to use. Right, it's soldering time. We need to get this out of here, put this up here, and then we need to remove this. I'm going to do this one by one, so what I'm going to do is take off this one first because it looks like the most frustrating. I've seen in a couple videos that this one can be the biggest pain because it needs to be dead straight because of the curl. So we'll do that one first and we'll see how we get on. So this is the part where it probably all goes wrong. I'm just waiting for my soldering iron to heat up. So the plan of action I'm thinking is that we apply some flux obviously first to these two. So we're going to flux them up. Then I'm going to use the soldering iron to melt the solder, and I'm going to use my solder sucker to take out the solder, and then any remaining solder I'm going to use the wick. That's the plan of action. Whether that actually goes to plan or not, I have no idea. You may already know what my soldering skills are like if you've seen my soldering videos, and they are not pretty. Put some flux on this one just to make sure first. I don't think the soldering iron was hot enough just yet, so I'm waiting a couple more seconds. I don't know how this one's gone. Is this one going to melt as quick? Think, by the looks of it, I'm going to have to use some solder braid because it doesn't look like the solder's come anywhere near off enough. So let's use the soldering braid. I don't think the solder sucker's doing its job properly. Or I'm not. Probably the latter. Soldering iron comes out again, we've got the braid. That looks a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't look amazing. It does look a little bit better. If you try it out, it's still really hot. Okay, yeah, learnt my lesson from that. Can I just pull this out now? I mean, as you can see, the pins, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, but the pins look pretty solderless to me, in all honesty. But this is just not wanting to come out. Maybe I have to be a little bit more aggressive with it. I'll try a little bit more to get rid of the solder, I guess, with the braid. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't look like there's anything else left from what I can see. Just want to make sure I try and get all of it off, because otherwise this ain't coming out. Yes, there we go. Yeah, success. It took a little bit of wriggling, but we got our first little battery terminal out. Look at that. Amazing. It's very clean. Let's get the other one off. Eesh. Obvious solder there. That's why the solder sucker. If I didn't have the wick, no way I'll be able to do this. As soon as I start playing the wick, look how much solder gets sucked up when I put the wick on. Okay, let's inspect this one. I guess it kind of looks clean. It doesn't look like it's massive. Is there a little bit of solder there, bridging it? Let me take it away and have an inspection. The temperature I've got it set to, by the way, is 350. There we go. Yes! So the method that I actually went for there, now this is a little bit different to what I just done. I was using my soldering iron to push down, and then that way I thought, well, it's metal, so surely it will conduct, and then it should melt the remaining solder, and if I give a little bit more force, it will push through. And that's what it did, so, wow, didn't know that. Nice one. Here's the second one. Nice. I don't think there's any damage to it from what I can see. So I guess you could kind of say that's the easy part done, I think, which has taken me a while. Scrub around it and make it look a little bit better than what it currently is. Just in case you want to use this again. It's always important to look after your stuff, right? That's from that side, and that's the first side. Nice. It's time to select the giveaway winner from last week's video. Number of names of winners, 1. Here we go. Good luck to every single one of you. 3, 2, 1. Toxo! My man, what a legend. Toxo, congratulations, you won a DS Lite, a Nintendo DS Lite. I've got it here. And remember, like I said before, the speakers are a little bit iffy, so when you turn it on, it makes a bit of a crackling sound. But other than that, it's all good. There is also no cover for the bottom, and there is no stylus. But you got yourself a Nintendo DS Lite, man. I'm so excited to send this to you, and I want you to keep me updated for how this actually goes. It does work. It does read games. Congratulations, my man. Thank you so much for your support. Unlucky to the rest of you, but there will be plenty of these to come in the future. So, yeah, good job, man. Toxo made a Discord for me to be able to join the server. He doesn't know what Discord is, so that makes it even more sweet, man. So because we're going to be working on the main board now, and obviously I don't want this to break, I'm going to use a little bit of electrical tape, just enough so I can solder these two parts without the wire getting in the way and melting. Okay, so there's already solder here from what I can see, and what I want to do is get rid of these blobs. The reason being is because I don't know how old this solder is. It looks fairly new. If we zoom in a little bit, it does look okay. But I kind of want to do this from scratch to make sure that we give this Game Boy the longest life we possibly can. So I'm going to be, again, using the same technique I just did to get rid of these. Should be fairly easy because of the fact that there's nothing sticking out of them and they're pretty flat. So let's do that real quick. I'll switch over to the braid just to make sure. Decent. I think that's clean enough. So again, just get some IPA and tidy that up. Now I can see that, I don't know if you guys can, this is a little bit shorter than this one. So this one is smaller than this one. I don't know if that's because they're soldering that or whether it's just shorter, but it's the same for here as well. So I'm just going to check the other board and make sure all the solder's off. This is the other board in comparison, yeah. So you've got a shorter one up top, longer, longer, short. Short, longer, longer, short. So yeah, it's all good. I'm going to start with the longer one first, and then we can work our way with the second one. I mean, I've pushed that in pretty hard and it looks lined up for where it's meant to go. Maybe I'll push it through a little bit more. Yeah, you can see that they've come through. Can you see that up here? The needles have come through. What I do want to make sure is that I push it through enough. There we go. There we go. There was definitely room for me to shove down a little bit more, so I'm glad I've done that and applied a little bit more pressure, but you can see that they're properly through now. And then we just need to do the same again for the other one, which is this one here. It looks a little bit... Wait a minute. So I think we know what the issue was with this one, is that it's, I don't know if that's like a little bit of corrosion or battery leak, but I'm just going to try and scrape that and see what happens. I think we can clearly see what the issue is here, and I've completely looked past it. I thought it was going to be a simple replacement, but it looks like it's fully corroded. I don't know, this isn't going to work, guys, because there's nothing to solder to, no? Am I right in thinking that? Have I messed this up? Oh dear. Well, this is the glory of the channel. I show you pretty much everything, and that doesn't look like it's going to work, because there's no, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know how to explain it because I am a noob at these things, but there's no silver, you know? So where's this going to realistically connect up to? Do you know what I mean? So this might be a little bit screwed. Corroded. I'll tell you what I can test actually, just to make sure I'm not going insane. So if I put this board over here for 2 seconds, so if I get the other board here, right, and I turn on my multimeter for continuity, and we do again what we've done before on the other board, but with the battery terminals in. So this is with them out. So this is this side. Positive needs to go negative, and negative needs to go positive, right? So you see there we've got, I'm assuming that's continuity. It shows that they're actually connected somehow. If I do it with this board, I bet it's not going to work, and I'm an idiot. Oh, okay, wait a minute, so those, okay, hold on, so these two join together, but I'm assuming then what's happening is that the power is not getting from here to the board, but I don't know where the board powers, so I don't know where, like, the power needs to go to receive the power. I'm guessing, and again, could be wrong because I have no idea what I'm talking about, it could be a capacitor somewhere. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, we're going to give it a go anyway. But, okay, so these do actually, so again, if that goes on there and that goes on there, we do get something, which is good. So it shows that they're connected, but I don't think that this is going to be connected to where it needs to receive power. I'll put it in anyway, and we can do some more testing, and then if it doesn't work, then perhaps you guys could let me know in the comment section as to what's going on with it, and we can try and fix it together. I will also try to do my own research, but let me just solder this on the battery terminals, that is, and see what happens. So here we've got the other one that I'm just gonna push into place, which actually fits in really snug. That's actually pretty straight. I'm quite proud of myself. Okay, so now again, I'll just apply some solder. First we'll get some flux, apply some here. Really need to get some thick flux, by the way, because this liquid stuff I don't think is... It's okay, but I don't think it's great. I think those blobs are okay. Now usually I have faith. I'm not saying I don't have faith, but I have little faith. Let me just put it back together and see what happens, okay? Let's do that. Thank you for doing such a good job, Mr. Tape. Okay, screen goes in. Okay, now the back goes on. I think that terminal looks pretty good, to be fair. This one down here, I think we've done a good job. Whether or not it's gonna work, I have no idea. I'm just gonna screw in like 2 of them just there and there, just to make sure. Moment of truth, in one, in the other. Haha! I forgot to put the battery button back. Ah, amazing. For the sake of the test, and just to get it tested, just gonna use the tweezers. Moment of truth. No way. No way. Are you serious? No way. It's got power. What? I had no faith. Joey of little faith. Hold on, because that... Okay, I need to breathe. I'm a little bit confused as to how it's working, because I thought that with the amount of rust that was on here, I didn't think it'd be working. I just had a... I've seen a few videos where they've had to solder wires to almost jump the connection going from there to somewhere else to be able to power the board. Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked. The reason why I've turned it off is because I just want to put the button back in. And I'm also just going to put the screws in, because maybe there was a little bit of light shining from the bottom, and I don't know if that's because of the fact that we haven't got the screws in, etc., and it's not applying the amount of pressure it needs to. I don't know if things just aren't in place correctly, so let me just screw everything back down. Okay, so now it's all back together and looks hunky-dory. Let's just, again, I'm going to get the batteries. I'm a little bit in shock. This works. That it just powers on. I mean, that was, in all honesty, it wasn't ridiculously hard. It was just a bit fiddly, but... Wait. Wait, what? Wait a second. I swear it just worked. What? I swear I've got to be the only person who's fixed it and then broke it. How? I just put the screws back in. Nothing felt dodgy or anything when I was putting them back in. It's all pretty flush. What? Hold on. What's going on? I wonder, right, now that it's a little bit looser again, I wonder if it's going to work. I've just got a weird feeling that me screwing it up, not as in screwing it as in breaking it, but screwing it up has something to do with it. Wait, there's lines. There's lines at the bottom. And they've gone. What's happening here? Oh, wait. Okay, so what I've done there was I relieved a little bit of pressure. So clearly something, when I'm pushing it down, is messing it up. Is it the backlight? Because nothing you can see the tiniest, depends on what way you look at it. Okay, I'm squeezing now, pushing it down hard. Then if I just loosen it up a little bit, if I loosen this up, just a tiny bit, but I know because the batteries are there it's going to make it difficult, but if I just give it a little bit of a loosen, just a tiny bit, it turns on and makes a noise. Wait, it's on? It's still on? I've turned it off, it's still on? What's happening? This Game Boy's got a mind of its own. If I put a game in, I wonder if it just plays, like we can hear the sound and stuff, you know? The Nintendo icon is there, you guys just can't see it on camera. And it's staying on the Nintendo screen. Let me just see if I can make my camera a little bit darker. Wait there. Oh, I can't see it anymore, but you can hear it making the Nintendo sound. But the game just doesn't work. Something's dodgy with this Game Boy. You know what we do best on this channel? Take this bad boy apart and give it the biggest clean of IPA you can imagine. I'm going to bath it in IPA and a toothbrush. Now I'm also going to, right, this is going to sound a little bit silly. I'm going to reflow a couple of things, okay? I'm going to reflow this, and I'm also going to put some fresh solder on the backlight here. I'm going to do that. I'm also going to put some brand new fresh solder on the power switch, because I don't know maybe if that's faulty. Because when we turn it on and stuff, it's not coming on every time. We'll give it a bath in some IPA, and the contrast wheel as well. I might put a little bit of solder on as well, because that's just not working as it should. So I'm hoping with all of that covered, maybe we'll see some success. So let's start with this here. The wire came out pretty easy there, so I don't know actually if that was maybe one of the reasons. There we go. So I'll just reflow that a little bit, retin this tiny bit here. Give it a little bit of something, see if that works. And then again on the back. I wonder if that'll do. I think I don't actually need to do these. Okay, that should be good to go. I'm just contemplating whether to quickly solder here and just the other side of this screen as well here, just to make sure. I feel like I'm comfortable to say I've done everything I can from a beginner's perspective to try and make this work. The only other thing I can think of is these maybe not being soldered well enough, but if I get my multimeter we can clearly see that there is continuity between the two, and it's not like I'm struggling to make that contact. It's actually really easy as soon as I put it on, so I don't think there's any issues there with it actually turning on. I feel like if there is an issue with this, it lies with the power to the board from the batteries. I think Elliot said that he's actually tried the cable, like the DC in here, and it works okay. So I think that's where we're encountering the issue if what I've tried hasn't worked. But everything else looks pretty clean. Again, everything's soldered nicely. I think I've done an okay job down here. We've reflowed the power switch now as well, so it will be interesting to see if this turns on. So I'm just going to reassemble and we'll have a look. Moment of truth. Here we go. Ready? God damn it. Nothing at all now. Oh no, Deirdre. Have we completely messed it up? Oh no. So I'm going to see if I get any life at all by taking the cover off again and just not having it up as tight. So I've loosened it a little bit. I'm going to put the batteries back in. Oh my God. And it just turns off and it's on again. Oh guys, this is not good. Something's obviously screwed, and now the screen's wrecked as well. Oh no, why is the screen wrecked? Why has it got like bits on it? Oh, I made sure I got no IPA near the screen because I wasn't too sure if I could use IPA on it, but obviously I'm not going to. So why is it now got blobs on it? The best cause for a video like this is A, for me to do some research, but B, it might be worth me doing a live stream to see if you can help me fix it. I'll carry on doing some research into why it's potentially now doing this to see if there's any like loose components or anything anywhere, but that's not good. So just to quickly go over the things that we've actually done for this Game Boy, it's really weird. Once it's all tightened up, it doesn't work. We've put a new battery terminal in, which is fine. By the looks of it, it seems fine. We're getting continuity between the two, so it shows that there's definitely a clear connection there. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely an issue with it going from the battery terminals to the main power. I'm a little bit gutted that we weren't able to fix it. I had a bit of faith after we started reflowing a lot of the solder that was in here previously. The shell was obviously still immaculate, so I just want to try and get the actual Game Boy working. But yeah, the switch and stuff works, and obviously it turns the device on, so I know I didn't mess up anything when I was reflowing this, or the speaker's still good and the contrast wheel still works. You guys can't really see it, but when I was turning it up, when it was turning on there, it displays a tiny little logo of the Nintendo, which is exactly what it was doing before. So I feel like it's definitely something more component based on the board. If you guys have any idea, please let me know in the comments below. Oh man, how do I feel right now? Pretty gutted. I'm not gonna lie, pretty gutted. Yeah, I feel pretty gutted. I really honestly thought that it would be like just some sort of reballing of the solder or freshening it up or just tidying up with some IPA, but it looks like the issue's a little bit further on. And I feel like what's happened now is I might have damaged the backlight from those little specks that you see on the screen. And if that's the case, But I'm going to continue doing my research. I've been working on this for hours today, so I need to give my eyes a little bit of a break. And I think all this solder is going to my head. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate your face. And also consider subscribing if this is the first video of mine that you've seen yourself. I'm that angry, I want to eat. I want to eat this Q-tip that I used to clean up with IPA and flux. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.